today's dough, we're going to use Caputo Cuoco. I believe that's how you say it, Cuoco, which is Italian for cook. And we're going to make some Poolish again. So it's going to be the same setup as what I did the other week, which was with Manitoba. Only this time I'm just going to go for 65% hydration instead of 70, just to make it a little easier. But 6 dough balls, 280 grams, 65% hydration, 3% salt, 8 hours at room temperature, 16 hours in the fridge. And we're going to do a Poolish leavening now, which is going to be for 7 hours at 50% of the flour. And that is going to be using, I've got no fresh yeast left, so I'm on instant dry, unfortunately. 500 grams of water, 500 grams of flour, and 1.75 grams of instant dry yeast. And then later, once this is proved, we're going to come back and throw in the extra 500 grams of flour, 150 grams of water, and 30 grams of salt. So, should be interesting. I've never used this flour before. It's a W300 with 13% proteins, I believe. So it should be a nice, strong flour. Well, strongish flour. Okay, so I've got my yeast. I've got my 500 grams of water, which is at 21C. And I've got my 500 grams of flour. First things first, I'm just going to throw the yeast in. Just give that a bit of stirring around. Should do. And then we're going to throw in the water. Scrape round. Quite a lot of flour at the bottom. Probably should have used the fat. I'll switch to that. Yeah, that's better. Miles better. Okay, so that's all it needs for the Poolish part. Just get these bits off here and then we'll leave it to stand for 7 hours. I think it was 7 hours. I'm sure it was 7 hours. Yes, 7 hours. So just cover it up and that's that. Just get these bits off the sides and push them down. Job's a good one, so we'll leave that to settle and get back to that soon. Okay, so this Poolish starter, pre-ferment, whatever you want to call it, has been around for 6 hours now. Whoa. It's pretty damn sloppy. So all we need to do now is get the other 500 grams of flour in there and the salt. Let's do that. Oh, and of course there is 150 grams of water that we need to add to. I'll get these things measured out now. Okay, so there's the remainder of the stuff. There's the water, the salt, and the remainder of the flour, and there is 508 grams there, so I reckon that'll do. The bag's probably 8 grams, I don't know, but that should do. Okay, let's get the show on the road. Start by adding some flour in. I'm not going to put it all in just yet. We'll get some of that in and then add the rest shortly after. Let's slow that down a bit. Keep looking at them spiral mixers, just a matter of time. The biggest deal was the fact that the wife bought me this one for Christmas last year. That is the thing I need to get over. It's not the buying one, it's getting it past the wife. Ah well. Right. So I'm going to add a bit of water now because this is going to get too thick. More flour now. So it's starting to go like it should do, where it pulls it apart. Water in. That's all the water gone. All the flour in, and this is the problem you get with a KitchenAid. It's all glooped around the hook, and it's not actually mixing anything. This is the problem, and it's usually when you've got low hydration. This is 65%, but I guess it's the way I've put it all together, and as you can see now it's starting to form round the plate. It's going high up and high up and high up, and it's a real pain sometimes. It doesn't normally do it on 65%, but 60% hydration, you'll get it climbing up the hook. And once it starts, it's not easy. It's a bit of a nuisance to get it so that it doesn't climb up the hook. So periodically have to take it all down and let it start again. I admit that usually it will just climb back up the hook again, but sometimes you can get it right. As you can see, that's it, it's clumped back up again. Sometimes I do a bit of this where I lift it up. That makes it drop. go again. This is the problem with them. I mean, they're alright most of the time. So I've just left it running and it looks like it's sorted itself out a bit. Yeah, I think we're going to be alright. So I'll leave this running now. I'll give it 15 minutes at this and then we'll come back and see what it's like. Okay, so that's had roughly 15 minutes to spin in there. It's started to creep back up the hook again, but it's not quite got to the top, so that's alright. So what I'll do now is I'll get this off the hook and I'll let it stand for maybe 10 or 15 minutes and then have a look at what it needs doing to it. Okay, so this has had 15 minutes to rest. Needs a bit of work doing on it by the look of it. So let's get it out. Wow, quite sticky. Just get a little bit of water on my finger ends just to help. Some folding for a bit. I think this is going to take probably an hour or so of doing this periodically to build up the strength. I don't know if you need to do this with a spiral mixer. I don't think you do, but I could be wrong. No experience with them, so if anybody has, it'd be good to know whether you can just let that sucker run and get really strong dough. But I've been looking them up and want to start looking things up. Usually a bad sign. This feels like it's building up strength already. I suppose using a spiral mixer such a small amount of dough would be cheating, but plus when you see that final result, the pizza crust, and you've done it with your own hands, well, the last part of it with your own hands, I suppose that's quite nice. Okay, I think we'll leave that to settle for a bit. Already feels to be getting some strength, which is good. Okay, let's have a look at how this is going on. Oh, lovely. It's nowhere near as tacky as it was. Looking forward to seeing the results from this flour. I've seen a few people use it and it looks good. I think you could do a higher hydration for sure. The way this feels now, just after these short few sessions of folding, feels like it definitely do higher hydration. Okay. Let's have a quick look at how the window pane's coming through. It's not bad that already after such a short period. Yeah, can't complain. Let's give it a couple more folds and then I'll leave it again. For a bit longer. Oh, it's already going nice that. Look at that already. Beautiful. Okay, it's been waiting around again a bit. Let's see how it feels. It's feeling pretty much ready for me. To me, it feels quite strong. It looks very smooth. I don't think I'm going to bother laminating it because it already feels really quite dense. As you can see, it's lovely and smooth. Let's have a quick window pane. Can't argue with that. So yeah, I think I'll just give it a few more folds. I don't think I'll do much more to it, to be honest. It does feel quite dense and strong. It's been one of the easiest doughs I've made for a little while, that. Yeah, it's lovely. I'd say that was done. Super. Okay, I'll put this back in the bowl and then tomorrow morning, well actually I'm going to throw it in the fridge now. So I'll put it in the bowl, throw it in the fridge, and then tomorrow around about 10 AM I will bring it out and let that, or get it balled up and then let it get to room temperature for the rest of its for the rest of its fermentation. So it's time to start boiling up this Cuoco is how it's said. Cuoco. Interesting. Anyway, this has been in the fridge overnight. It looks pretty damn good. Look at how that's grown. Pretty good. That's 16 hours in the fridge. Doesn't feel tacky, which is nice. So it's got another 8 hours to go now before we cook. So let's get it boiled up. Whoa, get that inside there. Yeah, I think that looks good. It's nice and easy to boil when it's freezing cold. 280 grams of Cuoco. 286, 282, that will do. So, I feel a lot of gas in it. You gotta love Poolish. I think this is going to be another absolute belting dough. Feels like it so far, looks like it from what I'm seeing. So there we go. That's number one. Okay, I'll crack on with the rest of them. And there we are, all balled up. These are going to stick around here now till around 6 PM this evening. Okay, so now it's time to cook some of this Poolish dough. I mean, that looks just incredible. Really, really good. I actually think Poolish is my favourite, I think now. I mean, I need to go back and do a bit bigger again, but the results I've had from this stuff have been amazing. So this is Caputo, I think it's pronounced as Cuoco. I did use Google Translate, as you know. Oh, look at that beauty. Come out, dog. Alright. This looks like it's going to be good. Plenty of gas in it. Feels nice, quite soft. A few bubbles here and there, but very, very pliable. Some sort of stringy thing. Go away. That looks good. Feels really nice. Doesn't take a lot of effort to stretch it at all. Okay, this one's for Natasha as usual. She always gets the first pizza, which means it's always sampled. Okay. Some cheese. You want chicken, yeah?
Yes, please.
Would you like some pepperoni on it this time?
No, thanks.
You eat pepperoni though.
Okay, a little bit. Please.
Right. That's chicken. I'll just put you a few bits on. There we go. A little bit of pepperoni. Anything else? Onions?
What's that one?
Mushrooms?
The first one.
This one?
Yeah.
Sausage. Fennel sausage. Nope.
No
Yep.
thanks.
Nope. Okay, let's go with that then. Let's get it stretched and see what it looks like. Makes a nice sized pizza, no problem. Okay, we definitely need some more cheese on that. The chicken. Okay. That looks a beauty. It's a big pizza, that. It's bigger than 12-inch anyway. Looking good. Okay, remembering to go in from the left. Starting to grow now. Yeah, it's not as puffed up as I expected. But it does look blooming good. It does look very nice, that. So let's have a quick look inside. It's not as puffy as the previous Poolishes for some reason. Ouch. But it still looks good. Still looks good. Let's have a quick taste. Yeah. It's very, very nice. I'm glad that the 5 Stagione. It's too chewy for me. It's stuffed really nice. It looks good. Obviously we've had bigger crusts than this in the past doing Poolish. It's the same recipe as I did the last one, but it's still very nice. Bit disappointed that it hasn't grown as much as I was expecting, but I've got some more pizzas to make, so hopefully we'll get some different crusts out of the other pizzas. Okay, so we'll come back and we're going to make some more. I've made a few dough balls now. I've got 2 left. This next one is going to be for me. I have to say that it's nice dough to work with, but even though they look so good like this in this tray, they haven't been puffing up like I expect. I mean, look at that, it looks amazing. It does look amazing. Who knows, maybe mine will be a different one, but I've made 3 and none of them have particularly looked as good as the Manitoba Poolish. I mean, look at that, it looks amazing. It does look really good. Who knows, maybe this last one is going to be the business. Yeah, that'd be terrible because it's mine.
Pardon? Pardon?
Let's get rid of that. Okay, a few bubbles here and there. Right, that'll do for the time being. We'll stretch it out on the peel. normal sausage again, and it's going to have lashings of that hot honey sauce that I made on it. Some of them nice pepper peppers. Some mushrooms. Have a few mushrooms on. It's going to be a heavy pizza by the look of this. A few onions. Okay, let's stretch it out and see what it looks like. Looking good. That's a right beast. Cracking. Let's get a bit more sausage on. Does, doesn't it? Right, I think that's it. I don't want to overload it. Let's get rid of that without I can see a bubble. Okay. In she goes. Oven's been on for a good while now, so I've got to be careful of the underneath. Oh, this is looking like one of the best ones of the night. Better eat this one, nobody else can see it.
You can see it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, gotta watch the underneath. The underneath's getting done now. Oh, that looks good. Turn that down now. Whoa, now then. Again, it's not got a massive crust on it, but it looks good.
Sizzling.
Yeah, it's because the pizza peels red hot. But yeah, I'm gonna go and kill this off now. So again, thanks for watching. See you soon.